Pop music usually tries to capture a fleeting moment in time, but a World Cup anthem has a much heavier job. It has to unite billions of people, speaking dozens of languages, across an entire month of intense competition. A standard summer hit fades by October, but write a successful tournament track, and it echoes for decades. Ricky Martin proved exactly how high the ceiling goes with his 1998 hit, The Cup of Life. Then, in 2010, Shakira took the crown. Waka Waka became an inescapable global force, establishing her as the undisputed queen of the tournament. For 2026, the scale of the competition has exploded. With matches sprawling across the United States, Mexico, and Canada, it is the largest sporting event ever organized. The soundtrack needed to match that physical magnitude. To cap off a competition this massive, FIFA and their partners decided they couldn't leave a hit song to chance. They needed to engineer a mathematical certainty. Their solution is Dai Dai. The track pairs Shakira's return to the World Cup stage with Nigerian Afrobeats powerhouse Burna Boy. The release serves as the center of a massive corporate apparatus. It's the face of a $100 million charity fund. It launched with a star-studded music video, and it will anchor the first-ever World Cup halftime show right here at MetLife Stadium. With that level of institutional muscle, success seemed guaranteed. Yet on its first day, Dai Dai debuted at number 114 on Spotify's global chart. Looking at this chart tracking the song's global streams, the situation gets worse. Moving along the 24-hour axis, the line plummets in a steep, dramatic cliff drop, falling off the global rankings entirely by day 2. It presents a fascinating contradiction. How does a track engineered with limitless resources fail to hold the internet's attention for a single weekend? To understand the executive's confidence, we have to look under the hood. On paper, the musical DNA of this track is meticulously constructed. It relies on a highly calculated sonic fusion. The producers layered the mid-tempo, danceable grooves of Burna Boy's Afrobeats directly into Shakira's vocally driven reggaeton energy. Behind the microphones, a roster of pop hitmakers was brought in to build the architecture. That team includes heavyweights like Jon Bellion and Ed Sheeran, architects of Western chart domination. Then there is the lyrical strategy. This infographic breaks down what you could call linguistic crowd control. The lyrics weave together Japanese, Spanish, French, English, and Italian, capturing specific geographic notes. Ironically, the Italian title, Dai Dai, was chosen purely because it's easy to chant. Italy actually failed to qualify for the 2026 tournament, but phonetics won out over geography. Every element of the composition points to a single design goal. This track was mathematically optimized for mass participation inside stadiums, rather than individual listening. That meticulous optimization extends directly into the visual strategy. Directed by Hannah Lux Davis, the music video operates like a corporate checklist of global marketing. To guarantee instant cross-demographic engagement, the producers cast a roster of football's biggest active superstars, bringing in Lionel Messi to anchor the athletic credibility. They surrounded him with players like Kylian Mbappe, heavily decorating the frames with global icons and hardware to manufacture hype. The production also ensures it checks the philanthropic box. By featuring the dance troupe Ghetto Kids Uganda, the visuals directly link back to FIFA's $100 million education charity initiative. Finally, the video deploys grand mythological imagery to honor the host nations, animating Shakira herself standing atop Mexico City's Golden Angel of Independence monument. Every single frame, cameo, and lyric was carefully placed to satisfy a global demographic spreadsheet. The end result is a highly polished product that feels more like a corporate merger than a spontaneous piece of art. Which brings us back to that 24-hour Spotify collapse. Is it possible the song is simply too calculated, too stripped of organic soul to go viral online? 16 years ago, Waka Waka achieved an inescapable cultural takeover, but it grew organically, embraced by fans before it ever hit the stadium speakers. Dai Dai, on the other hand, feels entirely committee-driven. But judging a World Cup anthem by day 2 streaming numbers misreads the entire purpose of the track. Listening to a song alone on your headphones is a passive experience. A tournament anthem requires active, unified participation, taking a solitary listener and locking them into a massive connected web. These songs are utilitarian tools. They exist to manipulate the energy of 80,000 screaming fans inside an arena, not to satisfy an algorithm for a solo user. The ultimate, inescapable test for Dai Dai won't happen on a streaming app. It happens at the final whistle on July 19th, during a halftime show broadcast to billions of viewers. That moment is tied to the emotional peak of the tournament, right as the world waits to see who will lift the gold trophy. FIFA and Sony successfully assembled the ultimate global ingredients, but cultural phenomena cannot be artificially generated by a boardroom. Corporate strategy relies on rigid predictability. Human culture, especially within global sports, is vibrant, chaotic, and entirely unpredictable. Dai Dai proves you can buy the world's biggest stars and hire the most successful songwriters, but the legacy of a World Cup anthem is entirely decided by whether the fans in the terraces actually choose to sing along.